James Manager Chuka Otazi, and please sit down, please sit down, please sit down.
I feel like returning to the National Assembly.
Yeah.
And each day I look back at my political history, I will recall and vividly remember that my National Assembly experience is still my best. Each day I have opportunity to interact with National Assembly members. For me, it is a day of certainly coming home. And when I see members of National Assembly members gather together, I do recall one experience during our turbulent times in the Senate. And at that turbulent time, some senators were meeting against the leadership. So when I was told that there was a meeting against the leadership, I then told the Senate leader, I said, Senate leader, there is a meeting going on somewhere against us. Do you know what we will do? We will go and attend the meeting. So at the peak of that meeting, we appeared. And everybody was, why are you here? I said, I heard that senators are meeting, and I'm president of the Senate. Anywhere senators meet, I come to preside. I have come to preside over this meeting. And that was the end of that meeting. So tonight, I feel so delighted to be in your midst. I feel so delighted to be in your midst. The fact is that I was to see the caucuses in the National Assembly. But I said, no, let's have an evening outing, no matter how short and brief, because it will make way for better interaction and also make the matter not too serious a matter, but a matter of brothers and sisters coming together to look backward and then look forward. It's my expectation that the meeting will not be for any serious length of time because there is really nothing to say. I simply said I needed to report myself to my primary constituency. My leader, with you before me, I'm safe. If you are hearing about this journey without this formal consultation, I will have the guilt upon me to even talk to you individually. And I said, let's have this formal outing. Then I'll take time also to reach all of you individually. And the whole idea of this formal outing is for people to know that we believe in PDP. We are proud of PDP. We are committed to PDP. And our future is tied to PDP. So, some time back, and I'm sure a number of you would have read, I looked at our political environment. I looked at the present climate, and I weighed back and forth, and I thought I should seek on your behalf the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I cannot do it on my own. I cannot do it alone. But if the people that I will do it with look back and forth and say, don't go, I will stop where you ask me to stop. But if tonight you ask me, go ahead, be strong and courageous, that you are with me, be sure I will lead the fight. And whatever be the obstacle on the way, when I remember that you are with me, I'll be bold enough to confront it. So tonight, I have come to tell you, to ask you whether we can set out on this journey. If you say so, then be sure that I'm resolved to lead the charge. If you advise otherwise, I'll listen very attentively like a party man, and I'll be loyal. Ochendo, absolutely loyal. So, my brothers and sisters, there is not much to talk about except to present myself to you tonight, to seek your advice, to seek your support, to seek your guidance, to seek your prayers, but above all, to seek your partnership. Thank you.
And we know that it's going to be very difficult for us to do that. So on behalf of the Joint Caucus of the National Assembly, we're saying to you, do not relent, go ahead and continue the charge and go forward to become the president of Nigeria. As a caucus, as those who are also those who are in touch with the grassroots of Nigeria, that this consultation, which is the first in the series of consultations that we know people are going to come, because you have opened the road now. Every other presidential contestant will want to see us, and we will, of course, listen to them, and we will also give them due consideration to whatever plea they make of us. So on behalf of the National Assembly, the Joint Caucus of the PDP, I want to thank you for this special and direction that you have taken. Usually the National Assembly is taken for granted, but you have shown that as a former principal officer, as a former leader of the National Assembly, as a former ex-this and ex-that, a former presiding officer of the National Assembly, a certified person, and let me confess, sir, you know, we tell stories of what happens in the National Assembly, but you forgot one story. At the time that it was very turbulent between you and President Obasanjo, I remember that there was this meeting that we held, and they brought all of us there. That time I was a deputy governor, and I came and I was watching the National Assembly. And when Obasanjo talked, they looked at him and said, "No lie, you're not going to walk today." And that was what gave me another, so these people can even stand in front of executive and say, they can't walk. All the House of Rep members say, he can't walk here today. Say, you will see. And he came with his cow tail and flipped his seat, and the whole hall erupted. We were there that day, and they called you to speak. And as usual, you were very, very diplomatic. And you said that you're looking at him. And that was the day that the female senator from Niger State told Obasanjo that all the problems in Nigeria, you should go and look at the mirror. So that was when we knew that the National Assembly really is the conscience of the nation. So we thank you, sir, and I will call on my colleague in the House to come and give the vote of thanks.
My bosses, both in the Senate and in the House, gentlemen of the press, other supporters that are here with our presidential hopeful, good evening. Mine is to say thank you to our colleagues. My mom told me that when one person cooks for the community, the person is lucky. But when the whole community cooks for one person, then the person is in trouble. So you have honored Senator Abaribe and I by honoring this invitation to come here. I want to sincerely say thank you to all of you. Let me also say thank you to our presidential hopeful for bringing the light and leading the way by being the first to come and consult with National Assembly Minority Caucus. For me, he's setting the pace that he understands what it is to be grassrooted. And for that, I give him kudos. But let me give advice in the course of my also doing vote of thanks. APC as a party is disjointed. And PDP has successfully shown that they can lead the way. Today, we have completed our convention. All the congresses were done without acrimony. But of course, you know, the APC set out to elect 36 state chairmen plus FCT, and they have succeeded in electing 92. So I wonder how they are going to do their convention. So it now behoves on us to be more united. To be more united and open our doors, because the fallout of February 26 will form a new Nigeria where PDP will be leading the progressives to rescue Nigeria. And for that, I want to plead with our presidential hopefuls to talk to their supporters. We should not abuse ourselves. We should not insult ourselves, because at the end of the day, it's the same house that we all belong to. Let all of you go out there and canvass for support. Tell people why you think you people individually are competent enough to be the president of Nigeria, but most importantly, carry our flag. That is something that is very important. We don't want to see people talking about age, talking about what is not encouraging. What is encouraging is for us to take over Nigeria, because APC has corrupted Nigeria. And because they have done that, we can only achieve by taking over, by showing Nigerians that we are the best alternative after APC misrule. They have done it in many ways. Look at the Electoral Act, Amendment Act that we passed. Individuals, for what I know, if you're popular, you should be able and man enough to resign and go and face the people to vote for you. But where a minister says that president will not sign because he feels that the past Electoral Act was selfish, that is unbecoming of a minister who is supposed to be representing Nigeria. And I condemn that in its entirety, that utterances. So, having said that, let me thank everyone that is here and pray God that we will never see APC again. And we can only achieve that by being united. And once more, let me thank our presidential hopeful. And all we can say is God to give you the strength, the enablement, the good health, with peace of mind to go through this exercise and come out in good health. Thank you and God bless.